Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
Oh, that gave me chills. Oh. Ugh. What happened?
Is this part of the show? Mr. Lyney, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
Oh, I love his voice. It's like sometimes there's just that voice that grips you.
Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Lyney's magic troupe.
Was he not the one leaving?
Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then
Oh,
caused
Cowell.
the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience.
Oh, what did the guest
And
do?
after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance, and there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
The serial disappearances case?
Oh, this is getting interesting.
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
And in front of an audience including the Archon and Chief Justice? Damn, snap.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly?
Is she blaming Lyney?
I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Lyney, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
That can't be right. How can Lyney do this?
Paimon, I don't think he did. Jeez, Paimon,
He
you're
was
just
in
gonna...
the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
It's hard to believe that all this could happen during the show. Yeah, he's a
Save
suspect.
discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Lyney and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
I just think that he...
She's like backing up.
think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady Farina said it all.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's right. I mean you, traveler.
Me?
You'll support Lyney, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first time we met.
Yeah, I trust him. I trust him.
Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met.
No, we didn't. We were going to, and then we didn't.
But with Lyney's help, our little duel ended in a draw. But draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Lyney's attorney and defend him in this case?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth. Lyney and his troupe are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big shot Outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward to hearing it.
Everyone is dismissed and the audience begins to leave along with Farina and Neverlet.
Lyney!
Sorry about everything that happened just now. Were you frightened?
No, a little bit.
Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like that?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? And poor Cal. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer?
No.
Good to hear.
Imagine that.
Thank you so much for trusting me.
It's hard to say.
I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left is confusion. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not. And I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Yes, it's very strange.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible.
Yeah, yeah, that's what. Where did you get those glasses? They actually look really good. Can I have a pair? I want a pair. Give me a pair, Paimon.
Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self.
We're gonna Sherlock Holmes it and figure out this mystery.
But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence. Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that. We'll be counting on you.
Yes, thank you so much.
I won't let you down.
Yeah, just leave it to us.
As long as it's not me getting the blame, you know.
Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Paimon, he can't just reveal that. That was against...
well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
Magicians do not share how things are done,
The secrets
Paimon.
behind our magic are past saving, Lyney.
Oh. Lynette's like, tell Paimon how it's done.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial. 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
All right, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case.
Detective Misco is on the case. You mean? Paimon. I'm detective.
Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
Well, Lyney and Lynette's attorneys.
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
Why is that?
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see.
Oh, damn. Is he gonna show that he was the murderer?
The
all
deceased is one of Lyney's assistants named Cowell. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowell inside it.
But why was Cowell inside?
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap.
So they should have taken it down first.
All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident.
To me, it looks like an accident. They put that, didn't realize how close it was to the fire, and they bent the rope, making it snap. So, if anything, it looks like an accident to me. I just don't know how Cowell got
If
in there.
anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Lyney is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
No, I
Well,
suppose
you
not.
can't say we're good
We just kind of
friends,
met.
But we've known each other for a little while.
So
Yeah,
in
what was
just
his
a
motive?
short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
But people can also be the most reliable evidence.
Sorry,
If they don't have a
I
motive.
tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
You can use the case record to confirm your current evidence, include collection situation, and sort case-related information. You can check as yet undiscovered evidence includes in the case record, then investigate the corresponding area to locate them. Use the perception skill to find evidence and clues that can be investigated within a certain radius around yourself. This will advance your overall progress. Okay. Guards investigation report. The investigation from the guards indicate that the fireworks launched at the tail end of the magic performance set the rope dangling the water tank alight, causing the tank to fall and kill Cowell, who was within it. It seems evident that Lyney is the likeliest user of the prop to commit a crime. However, the reason for the victim being Cowell and the reason for the chosen lady's disappearance remain mysteries. Oh, the okay. The deceased is one of Lyney's assistants named Carol. He was well trusted by all of his colleagues. His job was setting up and inspecting the props as well as assisting the show and keeping the crowd engaged. Okay, so he was setting up the props. See? He did it. He did it. Let's just examine this. Okay, this is where the magic box was struck. If Carol went inside the box at the moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank. Okay, but why was he in the box? The broken magic box was left on the scene after the guards completed the investigation. Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck it really hard. Yeah, well, yeah, it's kind of like skamoosh. It's like flattened. Esmond, this is the guy we were just talking to.
Go ahead, have a look around. In the end, we're both after the truth.
That's the guy who's like, why do you trust Lyney? Should we trust Lyney? Now I'm starting to question things. Oh, this is the rope. Am I supposed to investigate
So this is the rope
it?
that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
So either Lyney didn't realize this was a safety concern, or he planned it. Dun dun dun.
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
Because this is a murder case, Paimon. I'm just looking at where this rope snapped. Look.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
It seems to be flammable.
Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means...
There's a little book up here. Can I click it? I don't want to click it just in case it does something.
Wait! Why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes!
Okay, now it's gone. It is now gone. Okay. It's because we were writing down the information. Okay, this rope was used to suspend the water tank. It suddenly broke when the fireworks were being launched on stage. The investigation has shown that the location where the rope snapped was made of flammable material. Okay, I feel like... because obviously it has to be one of Lyney's assistants. Because they set this up, they could have just swapped it for flammable rope. I don't know why they didn't just, you know, take it down. So we were sitting. Were we sitting here? Yeah, this was where we were sitting. There's nothing to... Can I look inside this? Examine magic box, yeah. Okay. It looks like an ordinary box, but Lyney somehow moved instantly from the stage to being inside of it. How did he do that? Okay. That was... Oh, okay. Okay, I can't... How do I get on the stage? Oh, okay. I didn't realize we did have to examine more of this. Okay, this... Okay, special rope, guards investigation, the deceased identity. Okay, so we're trying to figure out.
Go ahead, have a look around. In the end. And we're...
Okay. Is this just the same? This was no accident. Okay. Oh! Oh! Oh, I thought that glass was shining. Can I talk to this person? Nope. Let's talk to these guys then.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
There's an issue with the random number selector? So, they were supposed to go after that girl?
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Oh, so there's nothing wrong with it.
Sorry
Did I
to
misread
interrupt,
that?
but we're helping Lyney and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Lyney used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right?
Yep.
The lucky girl that later
Random.
disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all.
Okay.
The machine picks that same number every time.
Okay. So, they did want to go after the girl. Is it because she was the thief? Because I'm pretty sure she looked like the thief.
I'm sure you
Earlier.
already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Lyney knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Lyney reserved our seats for us too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lyney.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Even though it's bad for Lyney's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Random number selector. This device was used during Lyney's magic performance to choose a lucky member of the audience. However, the guards have found that it will generate the exact number no matter what. Clearly, someone has tampered with it. So, okay, so was it planned by Lyney? Or has some random person tampered with it? This person there looks like I can talk to. Hello, Maurice.
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troupe members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Could you tell us who she is since we are Lyney and Lynette's attorneys?
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troupe at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
Thanks for letting us know all this.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Okay, information about the missing lady's identity. Halsey is the missing person. She's a famous painter and came to watch the magic show in order to take a break from her own creative work. Okay. Basically just what he said. Cool. Okay, so we've investigated every possible thing on stage. Okay, so there's stuff to investigate here. Isildur. Isil?
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too.
Bet.
If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
Why? Why would I do that? You're suspicious. Him. I've chosen, he's my suspect.
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first?
Okay.
The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
Oh, we did hear that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lyney's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Lyney's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank or something like that.
He's blaming Lynette. Lynette wouldn't do something like
When
that.
the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
This is... no, it can't possibly... because the rope was burnt, so I thought it was something...
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
Then wouldn't the water tank have started to swing a bit in that case? Yeah, it would have.
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
Yeah, you're making
that
no
does
sense.
remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
I thought it was just something Lyney made in the box. So strange noise. Okay, so we've got all the clues here. Oh.
Lyney's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright. Lyney's still talking
Okay,
to the
so
guards.
it's just-
I think someone...
I was just wondering if... oh wait, no. Oh, I just clicked.
Lyney's still
No, okay.
talking to the guard. I think
So no
someone will
matter
be...
who you talk to, it's Lynette that speaks. Oh, cutscene.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while
It's
now.
Navia! It's Navia! Hello! She's so pretty, actually. Hello, Navia.
Huh? You mean us?
We're not here. How could you notice us with this person with a mustache?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
We're not.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
No, I have not.
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it.
She part of the
And I,
government.
Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
She's so cool. So pretty she is.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, Navia.
If you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So you want to investigate as well?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Lyney an unlikely mastermind.
Really?
That's
We
what we're
think so
saying.
too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Okay.
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Lyney without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
I think that's just the kind of person she is. She just wants to make things interesting.
But that's not uncommon for
See, that's
her.
what I just said
If you
that.
remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Well, when you put it like that...
Alright, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
No. No, I do not. I think trials should be serious. Operas are for... not like a show.
Well?
Not always.
And why would
I guess.
that be?
Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside. Something serious like a trial shouldn't be treated like entertainment. That's what I was saying.
See, Silver and Maloose? I told you they'd be different.
You did? Ooh.
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact.
Wait, the trials that go on stage here must be based. In fact, okay, I misread that. Misheard that. Trials must have the facts. He's correct.
And if that can be done, boss, then...
Alright, that's quite enough, Maloose. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Well, I can be the assistant, sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
That's more like it.
I think you're missing the point, Amon.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister?
Paimon, you can't say that. You're the talker.
And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Lyney's tricks. Thanks!
Okay. Now we're continuing. Clues. Okay. Hello.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Lyney and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
Okay. So, never went through here. Is there another exit that we don't know about? Yeah, what about during the show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Lyney's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
Melazines? Is that the species then?
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here.
Okay,
Alright,
is there
thank
other
you for your help. This will be useful info.
is there other exits? Okay.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Lyney's discussion with the guards is going.
I want to talk to this person then.
Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting
Why-
interesting, huh?
why
We're
are
about to
they
see how
lighting up?
magic is made.
Why are they lighting up? Okay. I'm gonna speak to Navia first. Again. Does she have anything else to add?
Speaking of that, I think magic shows would be very popular in Poisson.
I can see that. Maybe I should try to learn some magic. If I could make things disappear, cleaning my room would be a cinch.
You need not worry about such things, demoiselle. That falls under my duties.
Oh, right.
Is she like royalty? I'd clean her room. For her. Is that... Can we go through this door? Oh, we can. Oh, I've never been up here. Ooh. Wait. I'm very curious how Farina got up higher. Like, is there... There's probably another door.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
This is Navia.
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
See, this is exactly how I knew. I knew that's how the magic trick was told.
Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick.
I tried opening it earlier,
But
but
before I
it wouldn't let
reveal
me.
everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
I don't see anything special.
Weren't there balloons and other decorations
There
here?
was.
Where did all that go?
Oh, there was. I forgot.
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back door isn't the same.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it, Paimon?
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside this one?
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
See? I knew it. I knew it.
So there was a passageway under the magic box!
And this passage linked the two boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Then what about your side of the trick?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Lyney's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
What? No, that was definitely Lyney.
I mean,
How?
We are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who.
You have different hair color. Do you dye it? I need to watch that back.
And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
Because they have different eye colors. Do they have contacts in? And she has ears. Of course, if she's wearing the hat, they'd hide the ears. Tail. Though if we're just seeing the front. Okay.
So that's how it all
Maybe.
worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
Okay, it kind of makes sense. I can tell a lot of thought was put into
Lynette
this.
would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And
I
yet,
did, I guess.
To think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Lyney and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
You might. She might. That's her whole thing.
Thanks,
You
everyone.
gave her back her
We're
vision as
counting
well.
on you.
Okay. Okay. Examine ladder. Let's examine ladder. A ladder is required in order to return to the magic box above. Examine control board. Okay, this should be the control device for the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. Oh, that's... Oh, I was just going to say, that's rope. Was that the rope they were meant to use? Okay, investigate base fast.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Maybe it was for a trick.
Oh! Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug, and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear? And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Maybe when whoever got the girl took her out and he knocked it over, or they knocked it over.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Got it. There are many pieces of a broken flower vase on one side of the tunnel. All the water within has been spilled. Judging from a distance, it seems like it was unlikely knocked over by the trolley. Investigate.
What's this?
A grappling hook.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Lyney didn't mention this.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Is that like a rope meant for the water box?
Whatever
Set it on fire.
is,
Set it on
let's
fire.
make a note of it first.
Investigate clothing. Ooh. That
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Lyney didn't mention the guests having a wardrobe change.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Hyman, what happened to your glasses? How long have they been like that?
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
See, okay, the back. Is it because she was confused? So... Examine tracks. High precision is required to complete this magic show, and tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on the designated course. Okay. Examine storage boxes. Oh, there's those there. All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. Examine trolley. Now I'm standing on it. The trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used it to execute this plan of theirs. Okay. So if she was in here, they could have just taken her through here.
What is this place?
It looks like a vent.
It seems someone could fit through here.
That is very suspicious.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
They vented.
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
You think?
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that go through the magic boxes. And Lyney and Lynette were in the two magic boxes.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Okay.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Okay, I'm not allowed to go up that way.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
I think it's Malus. Malus is talking too much. He did it.
Apologies
He's
for the
old
wait,
as well.
demoiselle.
He won't call her boss. He I think it's Malus.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent
could
leads to
be
the
just-
Opera House's basement.
He could just be lying to us. In the basement. Okay. Let's go to the basement then.
The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. Huh. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Lyney and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice will too?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice.
Okay.
To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neverlet called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Is Silver just gonna speak? He's talking about crime. It could be him.
Whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
I'm always speaking with her stomach.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Now's not the time to be
In that
picky.
case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too.
We can still do that. We can do that afterwards, after we've figured out who did this.
I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
So true.
Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon, no.
Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
How are we gonna make some?
Huh? Here? But how?
With the use of magic.
Understood, Demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the Demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Egg, sugar, and almonds?
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
These three are quite the interesting group.
Must be a Spinady Roselle thing. I probably butchered that.
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon Paimon can't stop drooling. From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
Mother.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
That's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty, beating egg whites, and baking like this?
I think getting her dress dirty is the least of her concerns.
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks.
Yeah, Paimon, you're being very stereotypical at the moment.
Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Oh, I like the little faces on them. And pink tea.
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Thank you.
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
I didn't want to ask how you were doing, but apparently I did. Like, I didn't want to say you should take a break. That's why I picked thank you instead.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Lyney and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
Yeah. So apart from the twins, we're left with 2 other people, the missing girl and the deceased.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance.
Oh, we have more information. So we're missing 4 clues, which will really tie it all together.
Could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel,
Oh, the thud could be the flower vase.
resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Unless the criminal and her were working together. Could just walk straight out and they wanted to blame Lyney and Lynette.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
Too big-brained. There's no evidence that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person.
What if she just escaped by herself?
But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
Yeah, but she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked unless she left the moving box.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guards said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search?
We can search them all.
From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case.
We haven't looked behind, the curtain.
Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet.
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
5? Paimon, you were only supposed to have 3.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
It's fine. If you ate them, you ate them.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you?
Paimon, I will sue you in the court.
If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Maloose, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh, there's really no need to do that.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
At the ready. You forgot your words.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Having just a second round of bacon however, the discussion that follows does not yield much
Well,
progress.
that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area.
We shall do that too.
I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Alright, thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Okay. Hal or Halsey didn't have a motive, but after having talked to Navia, the likelihood of a third person being involved seems very low.